Hi everyone, I'm Chloe. I'm a board certified and licensed music therapist, and today I'm here to talk to you about mantras. So, mantras are a tool that we use in music therapy fairly often, fairly common in music therapy practice. Mantras originated from a practice in Hinduism and then Buddhism, definitely a spiritual element in those origins. However, mantras can be adapted and used in a secular fashion. Usually, I use them in a secular fashion in my particular practice, but they can be used either way depending on what our goals are. Mantras translate to instrument of the mind, instrument of thought. Man means mind, and tra means tool or instrument. So we take that pretty broadly when we're adapting the practice and use words, sounds, or rhythms to create a instrument for our mind, a tool. So you can combine all of those elements or have them separately. Sometimes you might notice they sound like affirmations if you're used to that. I am strong, I am brave, those kind of things. Um, they can also not have words, but still have vocalizations to them. For instance, humming, like, if it's something that we put to a meaning and repeat it, it can be a mantra. Rhythm, same way. You can have a rhythmic mantra just with the rhythm. I tend to incorporate all of the elements because we like all of the different sensory components to create more of an experience for our mind, get a little bit more to latch onto. But everybody's different and everything's going to work different for everybody. So the point of a mantra is to create some sort of change. Like I said, it's a tool for the mind, right? So we're trying to reframe a thought, create motivation, or give ourselves some compassion. We're having a goal in mind is the point. There's a reason why we are saying or performing or singing or chanting or whatever we're doing. Mantras typically are repeated with intention. This is because they are meant to be a tool for the mind, right? So practice is needed. Practice means repetition. We repeat the same phrase over and over and over again to get ourselves more comfortable with it, get it actually in our head. If we think of how often we tell ourselves negative things about ourselves, for example, in order to change that thought, our mind has to experience at least as much of that of that particular idea that it did with the other one. So if we're having I am so terrible and we're trying to change it into I am lovable, I am so terrible, we might think a million times a day. I am lovable, we might not be thinking at all during the day. So we're trying to get this to at least equal each other and hopefully win out a little bit along the way. That way we can switch our thoughts around or at least compete them, have some competition there so that we have more options, more ways of thinking. We're trying to unravel thought patterns, or you might hear them called core wounds sometimes, schemas. Um, we're trying to change what we think A equals B. We're trying to give ourselves more options there. We're trying to help ourselves be more flexible. So, the more sensory stimulation we can put into that, the more experiences we can have with the positive associations, the ones we're striving toward, the ones we have as our goal, the better, because we're trying to equal, if not reach a little bit more than what our original thought was or original belief. Thanks for listening today, everybody. awesome hanging out with you. Let me know if you have any ideas for mantras that you might use in your own practice. If you have any questions about them, if there's any more videos that you want to see, right? Have a good one, y'all.